is Movies in Contemplation with Jarokk and...
Oh, am I talking to you?
Jesus, yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello, everybody. What's going on?
Hope everybody's doing well today. Another unglorious week of the pandemic. So let's try to let's all be positive and listen to some fucking podcasts.
Let's
and shit.
liven things up a little bit here.
Especially
Come on.
with this film.
We're dying. Because we're dying over here, people.
We're dying, baby. All right, so...
Got a Jarokk pick today.
Let's start off with the wine.
Yes. What did you pick for us?
Okay, so I got Red Rock. Red Rock Merlot. It's a Red Rock Reserve.
A Red Rock Reserve.
A Red Rock Reserve. And the reason I got this was because of all things, it was the description.
Oh, interesting.
Inspiration comes in many forms. We get ours from nature, with a nod to the rugged mountains that always leave us in awe. We created Red Rock wines to be an adventurous departure from the ordinary. Our wines are bold, daring. They remind us to never settle, to keep climbing. And boy, oh boy, is there a lot of climbing in this film.
So, you mean like physically climbing, not
They're
metaphorically
nope,
climbing?
They're escaping, babe.
Oh my god! So you were reading this whole like wine description that was sounding so profound, and like you just decided to go. Well, it said climbing in it, so yeah, that
said
works.
climbing, yeah. It said climbing.
Oh my god!
Honestly, a lot of
Love
the
it.
shit that I really wanted to get, which as of now, because we are in a pandemic, money is tight for everyone right now, including us.
Absolutely.
And I was like, dude, we can't even risk going for the fucking... Not even saying that we do go for the expensive shit, because we don't. But it's like, fuck.
It's time to start scaling down.
It really is. It's almost like, my goodness gracious. And I saw that, and I was like, you know what? We've never had it. I've never had it.
We don't really drink Merlot.
No, we don't drink Merlot.
It's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
You can really taste the climb.
Yep. It's the climb.
Oh, I was waiting. But anywho, yeah, so let's go ahead and break into the handy dandy Shakespearean notebook.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just flipping real quick here. Here we go. A reeky, mouse-eaten horn beast.
Horn in a basket.
Reeking, bad smelling.
Obviously.
Mouse-eaten, rodent chewed.
Oh.
Horn beast. I might have had
We've had
the
mouse.
two.
The two, actually.
And lower creature. Yeah, horn beast.
It's a repeat. We're going to get those.
Yeah, it's going to happen. But it's all right. It works. So,
just in case this is anyone's like first time listening to us, the Handy Shakespearean Notebook, it's a insult generator with Shakespearean insults. And what we do is we randomly pick, because there's 3 columns, and then we try to see what character of the film that we pick best describes the insult. Yeah, just in case.
Any of you are wondering.
Yes, any of you are new to the pod, new contemplators, welcome.
Whatever. All right, so let's get cracking.
Did we even say the film? You did. You did?
Did I?
Did we?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing 28 Days Later.
Yes.
Okay, 28 Days Later, 2002, a Danny Boyle film. For those of you who know Danny Boyle directed The Beach, Train Spotting, a lot of good shit. Alex Garland, writer. He wrote the novel To the Beach, I believe.
Oh.
And he wrote a couple other movies that are pretty good.
I feel like I'm one of the few people in the world that actually kind of enjoyed The Beach movie.
That you kind of enjoyed it?
I did.
I can't tell you anything about it from what I remember, because I really... The only scene that stands out to me is when Leo was fucking what's-her-nuts, and afterwards he just goes, tell me about bugs.
Of course, it's a sex scene.
That's the only one, and mainly because she's sitting there going, and then Leo's, like, face, his climax was very... That's literally what it was.
That sounded painful.
Yeah, it looked painful when you see the silhouette of them fucking. So, anywho, 28 days later.
So, Jarokk, what made you pick this film? What does it mean to you?
Okay, so
Why?
I really enjoy this film. I really do. This film, and I chose it because obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic. I was on Netflix and everybody's watching all these fucking pandemic films all of a sudden. You know, we're in a pandemic, so now everybody's like, let's watch a film about a pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, let's go ahead and do it. So anywho, but this is probably one of my favorite of like apocalyptic pandemic films. And it's funny. It's not, but it is. So in 2001, there was an outbreak. I don't know if you know of this outbreak in 2001, but there was an outbreak, the foot and mouth epidemic. It was in the UK.
No, I don't think so.
That was literally like, I think during the filming of this film. So the foot and mouth epidemic, what it is it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't dangerous for humans, but for animals, livestock and stuff like that, it was very bad. It was really contagious to
any animal?
Mainly it was cows.
Livestock.
Cows and,
okay, you said that.
It was mainly cows and like cows and sheep.
Kind of like mad cow disease.
Essentially, yeah. It was essentially pretty much like that, and they had to kill over fucking 6 million of like cows and sheep.
Oh my God.
In order to contain it. And it didn't break out to humans, but they were afraid like the strain was going to evolve.
Right.
Which, for those of you watching fucking Contagion, you know, that's what happens in Contagion. The fucking strain evolves, all this bullshit.
Seems like that's what happened here, too. Because
essentially,
it started...
yeah. So the start of this film, let's get to it.
I've never seen this until you.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I love it.
I've heard the title and those other titles that are kind of similar. Mm-hmm. But no.
Yeah.
I am not zombie movies aren't my top.
So here's
when
the
it
thing.
Comes to
go ahead. I'm
like
sorry.
Horror films or something like that. Like they've never really been my. Mm-hmm. Like they're fine.
Yeah.
But it's never been. You know what? I really want to. I'm in the mood.
Right.
I don't know.
If I'm in the mood for a zombie film. So, but that's what I love about this film. Oh, hi, buddy. Do you want in? That's what I love about this film, is that this film is not necessarily... Get in there. Get in there! All right.
Go to your spot, dude.
This film is not necessarily a zombie film. It's, like, far from it. Because they're not zombies. But we'll get there. So let's start it off. So, again, opening up, we've got this... we see movie clips. Like, these clips of fights and riots and all kinds of shit. And you see a chimp... laying on a bed, just all hooked up, you know, IV shit in him, and he's watching all of these fucking riots, this violence, all this shit. And then you see these animal activists come in, and they break in, they're trying to get the chimps out, and one of the doctors shows up and is all like, oh my God, I know who you are, trust me, do not do anything with these animals, leave, you need to go, you need to get out of here. And he's all like, well, you're going to tell us what's going on, what are you doing to these fucking animals?
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, they're infected. Oh, yeah? Well, what are they infected with? With rage. And he's like...
That's right.
Yeah, he's like, they're infected with rage. And he goes... And then the doctor has this line where he says, you don't understand, you know, in order to heal or something like that, we need to first understand a disease. So what their intent was, they were infecting the monkeys with this rage virus. They pretty much developed some kind of strain of, you know, some kind of disease that once entered into the bloodstream, it literally attacks your mind and everything and just makes you feral as fuck.
So it was man-made?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't I didn't catch that.
He kind of lets that slip because, again, it's almost like they were trying to, kind of how we got Volume for, like, was it for, like, depression or something? No, not Valium. Valium.
Oh, Valium, yeah, that's for, like,
anxiety and shit.
Yeah.
So they were trying to do something for, like, people that get really angry and shit, or rage. They were really trying to, like, make some type of pill. So again, right up there with scientists and all these people, in order to fucking understand something, we need to, or in order to cure something, we need to be able to understand it.
Right.
So that was their aspect. They were like, okay, well, let's create fucking this rage virus and infect these chimps with it, and then we'll be able to make an antivirus and very much put that bitch in them. So the activists, they let one of the apes out, and it pretty much starts there.
Yeah.
And you see that for the humans, at least, not for the host, or not for the chimps, at least, you don't see the chimps fucking throwing up all the blood and all the shit, but you do the humans. Okay, so they're really showing that this fucking virus, once it gets in you, like, that's all it is. It's an infection. But what I love about it, again, is that they're not zombies. They're real fucking living people. You don't have to shoot them in the head. You don't have... Like, they are alive. They are just feral. It's essentially... It's very 12 Monkeys with rabies. Shit.
Yeah, oh my god, it's been so long since I've seen that.
I know,
one.
I barely remember fucking 12
I've only
Monkeys.
seen it once.
I barely remember 12 Monkeys myself, but that was essentially, I think, the same
I just
premise.
didn't. I think because I just, in my mind, just already assumed that they were zombies, that I guess I just didn't pay it.
No, they very much live like it, but that was the thing. You know? I mean...
But the fact that they're alive still, they're just infected with this uncontrollable rage, and then want to... Are they just...
They're not eating.
People?
They're literally just killing them.
They're just killing them.
Yeah, they're not eating necessarily people. You don't ever see them eat anyone. They just...
That's true.
They kill.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. They don't kill. They don't eat. They just kill.
Yeah.
So then we shoot to Jim. Played by... Now, I'm going to butcher some of these guys' names because I have no idea how...
I don't know
how this actor says his name.
We know this actor.
Yeah.
He's in so much shit.
I'm assuming it's Cillian Murphy.
It could be Killian or
Cillian or Killian. I don't know. Jim, we're calling you Jim.
Oh, for
Murph.
sure.
We're calling you Jim Murph. So, Jim wakes up in a hospital bed, and he's all alone in a very empty, hospital.
Full frontal male
Full
nudity.
Frontal, yeah, we got the
You know
dick.
what's weird? British actors, when they first start out, they tend to show their genitals.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor
Oh, yeah.
in Train Spotting
Oh!
when he was very young and very, very... It must be a Boyle thing. Hey, he's all for, hey, if women have to show their bodies,
let the dicks.
So can men. Bring out them D's.
Yeah,
so
let 'em out.
I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Not as someone that like, oh yeah, I want to see that dick. It's, you know what?
Well, what you gotta love about
can,
it also... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, just guys can do it too.
Yeah, and what you gotta love about it is that you see, like, the real dick. You don't see this fake fucking horse cock.
It's not a
that
porno
people,
yeah.
Right, you don't
Neither
see
was McGregor's.
Right.
He had to pull a condom out. It was actually it was a funny scene. It was after he had sex with that teenager. And she kicked him out, and he just goes, Jesus!
Jesus!
Pulls damn condom.
Oh my god, I haven't watched that movie.
I haven't
in a long
either.
Fucking time. All right, back to it. So Jim wakes up. He's looking at, and then he goes out. He goes outside after he gets some Tang and Pepsi and shit.
Yeah, what's with just he chugs so much soda.
Well, he just wakes up. He's thirsty, and that's the only liquid that's around him.
There's no water fountain.
I'm
just worried about his health. Okay?
There wasn't running water.
No? Okay.
But again, we
True.
didn't see him really investigate any of that shit.
Yeah. I just remember that he consumes a lot of sugar, and then I don't remember if it's the chick that comes in later, but she even says not sugar. You need something else. So
she said you needed something else, but only they had was sugar, so she gave him those pills to get his headache down.
Oh, okay.
Because she was like, you shouldn't be drinking all this because it's accelerating your headache. But that's all we have, so
True.
All I can do is give you painkillers.
Okay.
So Jim goes outside, and then we have an abandoned London. Mm-hmm. And that was really, London, they really did fucking make London look abandoned for this film. And it was easy because they filmed on, what was it, digital? I believe they did digital filming and not... I think that's what it was. It was this film was digitally filmed, so it was quicker and faster. So the police were like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude, we don't have to worry about real or all that shit."
Okay.
But I forgot the fucking word and I'm losing my words here. But it was digitally filmed, and that's what made it a little bit quicker. And that's why you really see when it's filmed.
Oh, because they didn't have to like change canisters for the film and stuff like that. So you can film quicker without having, hold up, we gotta change the film.
Yeah, film the real.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But anywho, so I love those shots and the music. Oh my god, the music.
The music's really good.
I love this fucking soundtrack so much. Composer John Murphy.
John Murphy.
Love him. So, anywho. Alright, well, moving on. We now have Jim wandering around. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, he's wearing like scrubs and has like a plastic bag full of like snacks and sodas
and some nibbles. And then he goes into a church that is full of fucking infected people. And they're all laying around like a bunch of rabid fucking animals. They're just laying on top of each other, and then Jim's ass, hello? Then they all look up at him.
Yeah.
And then this priest comes out and starts to try to attack Jim. He beats the shit out of him with his bag of cans. And he's running out. Now we meet characters Selena and Mark. Naomi Harris, Noah Huntley.
Yeah, because he's getting attacked by more and more.
Yeah, and then they come out. And Naomi Harris, of course, Pirates of the Caribbean, and some other stuff. She's very good actress.
Was she,
Calypso. What?
I couldn't...
Did I kill it? Calypso.
No. I was gonna try to do her voice, but I couldn't think of one of her lines.
Calypso.
I failed. The bit failed.
Jack Sparrow. No, I'm sorry. I killed the bit for you, I think. Anyway, moving on.
Nope. Couldn't think of a damn line.
Nope, no line.
Thanks for trying to take the fall, but...
Can't find the line, can you, Russ?
Nope.
All right. So, they come out, they save Jim. And they have this really nice moment where they're hiding out in like this...
it's like a convenience shop.
Yeah, like a convenience
kind of thing.
shop.
Liquor store, maybe.
And you really... Mark is really taking the lead here. Mark is talking to Jim. He's explaining to him what's going on.
It did kind of set up that he's going to be the leader kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Jim's going to be like the follower that has no idea what to do and what's going on.
Yeah. And then Mark is sitting there and he's telling his story, and I loved his monologue of how he's just like, we were at the airport, we were trying to leave, and there were so many bodies on the floor from living people and just people in general. And then the infected, and he was like, I was literally walking on them like carpet.
Oh.
That's how they were there, and I was like, oh my god, that is so fucked up.
Yeah.
But such great writing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we have the lead up, and Jim's all like, well, I want to go see my parents. I'm going to go make sure they're all right. Celine's all like, they're dead. You can go ahead and try to go, but come back, yeah? Because you'll die if you try to leave.
You can tell she's like badass chick with like zero attachments. She's all about survival.
Yeah. But Mark was all like, okay, well, we'll all go together. We'll go find your dead parent.
I mean, that's not funny, but...
I mean, I mean, it is and it isn't, because at the same... It's like Mark's sitting there going, they're dead. Admit it. Your fucking parents are dead. There's no one else. It's literally just been the two of us. And you just magically come out of a fucking coma.
Yeah, you've been sleeping this whole time. Yeah. Like, who else would know better but people that have been living in this shit for about a month?
But he says, we'll go. We'll all go together. So they go to Jim's house. Jim finds his parents. We have a little flashback.
Oh.
That was really sweet. And then you see that his parents killed themselves. And they wrote, Jim, we left you sleeping. Now we sleep with you. Don't wake up.
And they were like in their bed together.
They had a picture of him.
Oh,
and it was like it's really fucking sad.
Yeah.
But they got pills and wine next to him.
Mm-hmm.
So Jim is all distraught. They spend the night because they're running out of daylight. Well, some infected get in because Jim lights a candle, is walking all over a fucking house. So the infected bust in.
Mm-hmm.
Mark and Selena kill the infected while Mark gets scratched.
Yes.
And you don't know if he got scratched by them, by the broken glass, because glass was breaking. You don't know what it was, and they didn't give you time to even see if he would turn. Selena literally turns to Mark, and Mark is even like, wait, Selena, like, hang on, and then she fucking just kills him.
Yep, without a thought.
hesitation, not shit. She fucking just
She's not
chops
taking
his
any
ass.
chances.
She chops his arm off, and then she kills him. And right there is the show of what you were saying with you thought Mark was going to be the leader.
Nope.
What is Jim now going through his mind? If I was Jim and I just saw somebody who has been traveling with this guy for a lot longer than me, and she just killed him without hesitation, I'm fucked.
Yeah. She's not going to protect you.
Right. If there is anything that happens, that she lets that known, man.
Better learn, man. You
Yeah.
better learn.
So they start wandering off, and then they come across lights on on a flat, like a...
It's like a building,
Yeah, a
apartment
building.
buildings. They're like
And-
Christmas lights?
Yeah, Christmas lights over a balcony or something.
Yeah.
And they go into the place. They go into the building, and the bottom is all fucking like barricaded up with grocery carts and all kinds of shit to make people have to climb. Mm-hmm. Again, the climb. So
The climb.
the climb, and they start to climb. They start to walk up the stairs. Jim being skinny as fuck, and that was another thing.
Emaciated.
Yeah, he was so skinny because obviously he was living off of fucking
a tube.
Just
Yeah.
a tube and a dry tube because the fluids ran out, and that's probably what woke his ass up. But he is just, and we already discussed this. She was like, all you've been consuming was sugar, and you have literally no fat on you. So yeah, you're about to pass out. So all I can do is give you painkillers. So they get to the point where they're resting on the stairs, and then the infected break in. And they're running up the stairs, and you're freaking out. At least I know me as a viewer. I'm sitting there every time like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is because when these action sequences come in, and there's not too many, and I love how he does this. I love how the film gives you these long, just moments of nothing.
Yeah.
But this is where the music is so key.
Yeah, it's not overly composed with
Yeah.
music 24/7.
But those moments with the music, it's fucking perfect.
Comes out of nowhere, just like the infected, and it's
Yeah.
like just when you think you can like sit and
Relax
rest
a
a little
minute.
bit, it's just like, oh fuck, oh
Yeah,
fuck.
exactly. So they're running up, and then you
Run,
see
bitch.
this big fucking like silhouette of a dude, and he's got on body armor, like fucking a helmet with a fucking face shield, a crowbar, and one of those SWAT shields. And he's like, over to the flat 247, whatever fucking flat it is, and they run past him. He fucking fights off these 2 or 3 infected and just beats the shit out of him, throws him over the fucking
Stairs.
over the stairwell. And Jim and Selena are fucking screaming to get into the room, and there's a little girl behind it, and she's like, where's Dad? I'm not letting you in until I find Dad. They're like, get me in, you fucking bitch! They're freaking out.
Yeah.
And then finally, we meet Frank, Brendan Gleeson, and he just says, Hannah, sweetheart, go ahead, let him in. He's just so calm.
Yeah.
And then he lets him in, he hangs his shit, and he just turns and goes, oh, welcome, I'm Frank anyway. Nice to meet you, all right. And he's just blown away that there are people alive.
Yeah.
It's not even like, oh, this just fucking happened. It's just a Tuesday. It's just fucking Tuesday to me.
But how relatable is that right now? Like, we don't really get to see anybody, so if we do...
Chance we do see people, we're just like, oh my God, hey, I'd be fucking pissed.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. So Frank is just just a joy.
Yeah.
And you see him, and he's like, oh, what do we have? What do we have to celebrate? And all they had was, what the fuck were they drinking? Midori? What were they drinking? I don't remember.
Was it green?
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking
it was...
creme de menthe.
Creme de menthe.
Creme de
Yes.
menthe. Yeah, okay. It's like creme de menthe. He was like, oh, that's all we have.
Yeah. That's like something you just pour a little bit in your coffee or your hot chocolate or
Yeah,
something.
so they're drinking that shit in straight with little wine glasses.
Yeah.
All right, well, cheers, And Frank lets Jim. Now Jim does gentlemen and possibly even ladies when you're doing your legs. He is shaving without water and without using an electrical razor, which I don't care who the fuck you are. If you have to shave how he shaved with long hair, get the fuck out of here. That is why that man had cuts all over his fucking face when he was done.
I don't understand, though. Like, why shave? What's the point?
He wanted to feel clean.
I guess.
I get it.
I guess if he's like, if he's the type of guy that like never has a beard, a mustache, or any type of stubble, then sure. But I don't know. I mean, I've hardly been shaving since we've been quarantined, so it's like, I don't know. I guess if it gets to a certain point, then yeah, I'll probably give in, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
to each his own.
Right. So Frank is showing Jim how Frank has buckets set up on the roof for trying to catch water, and he's like, you believe this is England and it hasn't fucking rained at all?
Yeah.
All this shit. But he listens to the radio station, and there's a broadcast of the military saying, come out here to so-and-so location. We've got the answer to infection, and obviously we'll keep you safe. We got food, we got shelter, we got da-da-da-da.
Yeah, of course, when you think military, you're automatically going to think, okay, this is somewhere safe.
Yeah.
These are our boys. Mm-hmm. They're going to protect us like they were trained to do.
Right. From an infection, from a disease.
From anything.
Right. So Frank is trying to convince the two because Frank believes that, he can't do it because if he dies and Hannah's all alone, so he would rather have people with him. And Selena is all like, I don't want to do this. This is stupid. There's no point in trying to go. They get into a huge argument. But Jim is very, positive, or he tries to be. He's him and Selena have this thing where Selena's all like, they're going to slow you down and we're going to die.
Right, the kid and the old, because he's like an older dad.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Frank, it was probably at this time, Frank was, I'd say.
He didn't look very young to me.
No.
Just in my opinion, just from
late
looks.
40s.
That's pretty.
Probably late 40s.
Yeah, to have a tween daughter.
Late to mid.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I think when I was a teen, I think my parents were in their 40s.
Well, you were their last child out of 3.
Yeah, that's true.
You were the 4th and came in later. So yeah, maybe that's what happened.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, his wife did look young. You see a picture of her. But come on, we got to keep climbing.
We got to keep the climb.
Keep the climb going. Hashtag. Keep the climb. So they vote. They go. They go on this journey, and again, more like montage type shit. Frank has a cab, and apparently he was a cab driver, I'm assuming.
He was a cabbie.
And they start to travel. They start to travel down the road, and they come upon a tunnel, like one of those underpasses.
Yeah.
Tunnels. And Jim's all like, we can't do this. We're not going inside this motherfucker like that. But Frank's all like, you know what? No. We're going to do it. Let's go. And there's cars just... There's like a barricade that's kind of in the shape of a ramp, and then cars just spread all throughout this fucking thing.
You think that was made by people trying to make a ramp?
That is a very good question.
I mean, if they had all these cars, they could have... I'm just thinking the last people that were there, they were attempting to make a ramp so they can run for it, but I'm sure it took a really long time, and they didn't make it.
Yeah. So Frank... Right. So Frank just I think that you just hit the fucking nail on the head there with that, because that is actually a really good...
It's like, oh, how convenient,
because how else would it have been, they had to have made it to try to do what Frank was about to do.
Yes.
So he literally rides up the ramp and is now surfing the fucking cars, and then when he gets off, pops a fucking tire.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Hannah has to get under the car and is doing the jack. Now, I don't know why Hannah gets completely under the fucking car.
To change a tire.
To get the ramp under. Maybe that's what she had to do. She probably went under there to, get the ramp and get the jack in position. But they probably just did that for the effect of what's about to happen.
All right.
And then you start to hear squeaking and shit, and now all of a sudden this horde of fucking rats just starts running all over Hannah and all through everybody. And they're ignoring everyone. They're literally just crawling all over Hannah and just running. And Selena's like, the hell? Everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? And then Selena's like, they're ready for the infected! You see the infected coming. And now Frank and Jim and Selena, they're all like, fuck the jack. They pick up the car.
Oh my God.
And they're like, Hannah, change the fucking tire!
Yeah.
So now Hannah is rushed for time, is fucking...
Why the hell was I under this car, damn it?
Right, trying to change the fucking tire. She gets it, they get in the car, and then they get away.
Very suspenseful.
Very fucking suspenseful. And another thing, why the suspense is so good in this fucking film. And then we come to a grocery store.
I like this scene.
I love this fucking scene. This is such a good fucking scene. And I love the character of Frank because... Let's talk about the characters real quick. Because you haven't like, kind of said too much. But what did you feel about, like, each character? And we've got time, and this is kind of a shorter film.
Well, like I said, Selena is that survival badass that no matter what, she is going to survive.
Right.
You can join her, but do not expect her to save you.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Jim, of course, like, in the end, I ended up liking Jim. Not that I, like, hated him, but I just felt like, and once we get a little closer to a certain part of the film, it was kind of like he went from being this post-coma patient, helpless, and then in this like short amount of time, he becomes a badass. Like, he knows how to fight. Like, he kind of just like figured it out. I don't know if that's just me being super picky. It could just been like he finally had some nutrients in his body and his like survival mode, just the light switched on and he just decided to go all commando and fucking...
Keep that, because I can't wait till when we get there to talk about that.
Okay.
So keep that
in your head. And Frank, I really like Frank a lot. He's just a dad, but he's also like...
Hopeful.
He's hopeful. Yeah, he's like the one, like not even like the daughter is really like that hopeful. You would think the young would be the kind of the positive.
Yeah.
But she's pretty jaded for the most part. But yeah, Frank is very hopeful, especially during this like the shopping scene. All of them kind of have like a little amount of joy in their day.
Yeah.
And it's...
This is real fucking food that they're all
this is
seeing
real
now,
food. They have a full grocery store full of anything that they wanted, and they don't have to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the end, Frank just leaves his fucking card
at
the register and just walks away because you're not going to need it. So, I did enjoy Frank a lot. He was hopeful, but he was also, like, he was pretty badass, too.
Oh, Frank was a fucking badass. I love Frank.
Yeah, and the daughter,
That opening
Hannah,
scene where he comes in, like I said, with him in the SWAT gear.
Yeah.
It's one of the most, like, intimidating fucking... like, when you look up and you just see what he's wearing and how big he is. And, you know... And at this time, of course, Brendan Gleeson, he's very much the size of how my dad, is and was. Just a monster of a fucking dude.
Burly guy.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh my God. And I mean, I did see a lot of like my dad and Brendan. I do see a lot of my dad and Brendan Gleeson.
I can see that.
And
but yeah, Megan, she's great. She definitely has some really awesome moments, especially in the end.
Yeah. Because
she really comes to her own and like, almost like maybe like looked up to Selena a little bit. And it was like, because I think Hannah still is a caring person. She loves her dad. She takes care of her dad.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, she probably takes a lot more care of him than he does her.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but, like, he probably, like, wasn't the nurturer in the family. It was probably the mom.
Yeah.
That's just the
stereotypical
thing. So I think Hannah's love and Selena's, like, grittiness, they started to kind of...
Clash.
I think, clash, but in a good way. They started to... They both learned things from each other. I think Selena learned compassion and love, and Hannah learned survival and being a total bitch. Being in total control of herself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my opinion. So.
Thank you. Good. Yeah, so they're doing the shopping and whatnot. Frank has like this fucking bundle of apples, and he's just like, oh my God, I'm taking the fruit. And everybody else is going for like canned goods and what else?
Treats.
Jim. Oh, love this. This is so us. If we were with somebody that doesn't know their shit. Jim's looking at like wine and alcohol and all kinds of shit, liquor, and Jim's looking at it, and Frank comes over and just goes, "Oh, no, you can't just take any crap. You can't just take any crap." And then he picks up one bottle and starts reading off the box and is all like describing it and just saying like what it is, how it does, and all the flavors.
Yeah, it's a fucking liquor that comes in a box, so it's probably really, really expensive.
Yeah, so he's sitting there and he's just reading off to Jim. Jim fucking disappears, and then Frank just grabs like 6 fucking
at least
boxes
6 of those boxes
and just like,
it was like a scotch or something, maybe
like
scotch or a bourbon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking myself.
But I mean, why not? Shit.
I know.
When are you ever gonna, unless you have the means to do it, cool. But you don't have to pay for this shit. Go for the good stuff.
Right on, man. Right on. So then they leave. And now we get to a gas station. And they gotta get gas. And this scene is pretty much just for Jim.
Yeah, this is the moment.
This is pretty much just a scene for Jim. Because we haven't seen Jim do anything survival yet.
No.
And it's almost like he wanted this. And that was why he went in. Because he is going into this gas station. And Frank is siphoning from a diesel. And Selena's keeping watch. Hannah's with the car. And Selena's all like, "Jim, don't go in. We have groceries." He's like, "We've got food. We're fine." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, whatever. We don't have any hamburgers." So he goes in. And he just walks in. He's kind of got like this mad face, and he's just kind of like, "Hello?" And then all of a sudden, this fucking kid that's infected just jumps out of nowhere, tackles Jim. And
yeah, like 9, 10-year-old
very
kid.
young.
Yeah.
And Jim kills him. Jim kills this child. Goes outside. Selena's all like, "What's going on? Did you find anything?" "No." And that was it. It was like that scene for me was very much Jim felt that he needed to do that in order to be a part of this world now. He needed to be able to tell himself. He threw himself in the situation of, I need to try to kill one of these things because if I can't, these people are going to die.
Yeah, he has nothing to contribute to the group.
Right.
He's just...
So that was his test for himself in my world.
Yeah, better, start off with the little ones.
Yeah.
Work your way up.
And they're driving off again, and then they stop for a picnic. And they're all having, and again, we have this nice family moment, this nice family time.
That's great, too, when they do that, and we don't know how long they've been traveling.
No. We assume for a while.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, days, weeks.
Again, I don't know the geography of the UK. So
yeah, no. So you can really see the bond that they've built. They've become a family. Mm-hmm.
They have.
Yeah, your family doesn't have to be what you're born into. You can...
Absolutely not. It does not end in blood.
Yeah, you can choose your family.
Exactly. And Frank calls everyone over, and he's eating his apple. And you see 4 horses. And here's what I love when I see this symbolism of the horses and them. 2 of the horses are big. The 2 white horses are fairly much grown. Mm-hmm. One of the black horses is a little bit smaller than those horses, and then the other black horse is very small. And that was symbolism in my mind for Frank, Jim, the other little black horse. The bigger of the black horses was obviously Selena, and then the very small one was Hannah. So those 4 horses riding around, because you do see a size difference from these horses.
Oh, I really didn't notice.
Yes. And and Frank is just oh my God. And that is something, I guess the older you get, that's really how it is. You see something so fucking pure like that, so simple, and you're in love with it. And you see that Jim, Selena, and Hannah are all like, we don't give a fuck, they're horses, all right? Yeah. And they run back off to go eat. Mm-hmm. And Frank is just looking at him, and Frank even has that line, look at him, because Hannah says, well, why, are they infected? And Frank goes, oh no, they're doing just fine. And they did that obviously because, and this again was kind of like they threw this in because in the beginning, it was the apes, right? Mm-hmm. So they already gave us this thing that this is a virus that is that can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Transferred from animal to human. Mm-hmm. Well, we're seeing birds, we're seeing rats, we're seeing all these fucking animals that aren't infected. So they had to, for people like that wouldn't, for me, myself personally, I'm over here going, well, the reason that the monkey could infect them was because it was just, that's the main host or whatever, that's who they were working on. Mm. But for people that, like me, I guess you could say, once again, who really is like, oh, no, it makes no fucking sense. Like, why would you do that? It's to tell them that, okay, well, once the monkey infected the humans, then this is a human-transmitted infection at this point. It's not. It has nothing to do with the animals. So that's why I think they had that horse, because the horses were fine. Because you see birds eating the fucking dead of the infected. And
yeah.
The birds are fucking fine.
Yeah, they are.
So it's like... But again, you can't get everything in a fucking film.
No,
you know?
I just think it was a moment to just see something beautiful. It was a family of horses, and then you have a new family. Like, look, the horses are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be okay too.
Right.
They give you hope.
Yes, they do. They give you hope. And then again, you see the beauty of Frank's fucking character and how Frank just, he blows them a kiss, and it's just like,
bless
again,
you.
I just love fucking I just love Frank. I just love him. And
he was like giving them praise and thanks for like this moment that he got to see, because
there's still beauty in the world.
There's still beauty in the world.
Yeah.
Or this might be the last beautiful thing that I see, and I appreciate it.
Look at you.
Thank you for that.
Look at you.
He's honoring them.
Yeah.
I honor you.
Honor you.
Namaste.
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 Oh, you yogi. All right. So now we're getting to the fucking nitty gritty here.
Oh, God.
Right after this beautiful fucking moment. Mm-hmm. Well.
Oh, wait, there's that
we had the dream. Yeah.
That was weird to me. Was it just like a dream, or was it foreshadowing what's to come?
So, no, this was a dream where Jim essentially wakes up and everybody's gone. And he's all like, Hannah, Frank! I don't know. I think this was just Jim.
Or was this to trick us?
It was probably a trick.
To make us think, oh shit, they've been, they either ditched him or they were abducted.
Yeah. It was probably a trick, but...
I think it was a trick. It was a mean trick.
Well, I'm sure it was... Well, obviously, it was a mean trick. But I think because of the fact Jim woke up alone in the beginning of the film, and then he's having a nightmare, so his fear has become being alone again.
Yeah.
Right? So that's probably what that was all about. And, of course, he was on Valium.
He was on Valium,
yeah. Valium. I always say it wrong. Valium. Anywho, they're on fucking Valium. So, Selena... Hannah, and there was that really funny moment where Hannah was all like, I can't sleep, like, let me sleep. And
can I have one of those?
Yeah, Jim's all like, Frank, give her, Frank, I'm going to give her 2. And he goes, you can give her half of one.
Yes.
You know, she doesn't need
very
that
dad
shit.
moment.
Yeah, and then Frank stays up.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even go to sleep. He literally stays up, and that's when we have the dream, and then Frank wakes up Jim.
Yes.
And again, you have that dad moment.
Yeah.
And he just goes, hey. He was like, hey, no. You're just having a nightmare. It's all right. You're having a nightmare. And he goes, thanks, Dad. You know? Oh, thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Now we see Manchester. That's another important scene. They're driving and they see Manchester. And we see that the city of Manchester is on fire and the flame is spreading and there's no one to put it out. So it's burning the entire fucking city down and it's still going strong.
City on fire!
City on fire!
Mischief!
Son of the devil. So, you see that shit. They get to where the radio was telling them to go. They get to the location. And there's no one. There's nothing. It's military tents. There's military vehicles. There's all kinds of shit. But it's abandoned. And Frank is looking around. And here you see the most hopeful start to now fade. Mm-hmm. And Frank is losing his shit. And Selena's like, we have to go! We have to get out of here. And she's like, Frank, we need to leave. And Frank just looks and he goes, we need to leave. And she goes, yes. And he goes, and go fucking where? You know, he just has that moment of, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Yeah, where, bitch?
And then
bitch, where?
Bitch, where? Fuck! So they go off, and he's yelling at everybody. He's yelling at Hannah. He's yelling.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of like a meltdown.
Yeah, he loses his shit. You know, the sign of hope that we all loved throughout the film is now losing his shit. He goes.
The cracks are starting to
very
form.
much, yes. And then he sits down and he sees a fucking crow eating a dead body of, you know, a man. And Frank's all like, you know, get out of it. Like getting mad at this crow. He's like, leave that fucking. He's like, get out of it. He goes and he fucking kicks the pole and shakes the bird off. Well, a droplet of blood from this body falls right in Frank's eye, and we can all fucking agree that that has happened to us. And you think nothing can happen like that, and then somehow it just does.
And it's so on brand for Frank to get infected that way. In a way that is so accidental, but something that you would like totally kick yourself for. Like, why the fuck did I have to do that? Why? Of course, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna fuck up myself and get infected, and you know what I mean.
And he was trying to protect a fucking human body, a dead body from being eaten
by a freaking crow,
by an animal that eats dead things. And exactly. And it happens, and then it goes into him, and then Hannah comes around the fucking corner, and Hannah's like, Dad, and he goes, oh, hi, sweetheart, and he's like fucking freaking out. He's trying to, he's trying to get the thing out. And he goes, and I'm so sorry for losing my, my temper there, darling. I'm so sorry. He goes, Hannah. She starts to walk away, and he goes, I love you very much.
Oh.
And then she turns around, she smiles, and she's like, oh, Dad, what are you playing at? And then he goes, don't come any closer, Hannah. You stay there. And then she starts to get closer, and he goes, stay away from me. And he starts yelling. He goes and he fucking grabs her, and he's pushing her. Now you're seeing Frank just lose it.
Yeah.
And Selena comes out, and fucking Jim comes out, and they just see Frank yelling, and he pushes Hannah to the point of like hurting her to the ground. And he goes, everyone stay away! And he's like, stay away! And he's like freaking out, he's shaking, he's like having epilepsy standing up.
Yeah, like I wonder if he really was feeling the effects right away, or he was doing that to make sure that everybody stayed away, because it could be something that gradually happens, or it just happens instantly.
Yeah. Again, we don't know.
We don't know
because we didn't get to see Mark's transformation.
Yeah.
And we do not know at
like
this
we see
point.
in the beginning, but has it evolved since then?
Right.
Like, does it slowly start to show?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know.
Yeah. So
it could have been a warning.
He's freaking the fuck out, and then Selena finally is like, Jimmy's infected! And instead of Selena going up there and doing it, she's like, Jim! And now Jim all of a sudden is like, okay, I guess I gotta do it. And Jim even looks at Frank like, I don't want to fucking do this. But again, Selena was probably like, Frank's fucking could fuck me up because I'm just a twig compared to Frank. So Jim, you're gonna go try to do it first.
Who's like more of a twig than Selena? Damn.
Right, but you know, she's just like, Jim, you might as well go for the first blow, weaken him, and then I'll come in.
Yeah, you better prove your alpha male status.
Right.
Like, come on, Selena, what happened to my hero? You can do this.
Right.
Shit.
So I know I hate
Don't leave
that.
it to the man to do it. She can do it.
So Jim is about to go fucking whack Frank with much hesitation. He's, you know.
I mean, of course.
And then all of a sudden, and of course, right fucking after, that is when the military shows up.
Hooray!
Hooray! We have military guys, and they shoot fucking Frank, and they save everyone. So
they're meant to look like the heroes.
The heroes.
They're running in, like, what are they? Are they on? I can't even remember. Were they on foot? Were they on?
No, they had trucks.
They had trucks.
Yeah, they had cars.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah, they got those great big military trucks, and look at that. They're fully loaded, and
or Jeeps, or whatever. I think it was
our
Jeep.
heroes.
Right, so then they take them back to this mansion and there's only like 8
it's
or
like
6.
A castle mansion. It's like a fucking castle.
Yeah. They take over this castle mansion thing and then totally make this bitch impenetrable. The fucking word is. So they fucking do this. They put landmines all around the field and all of this shit. Let everybody in. And then we meet
Ugh. I'm just gonna say it now.
I'm not gonna lie. Christopher Eccleston, I think that's his name. Christopher Eccleston.
I can't.
Major Henry West. I really loved his fucking performance. Major Henry West. When he comes out and he meets everyone and he's like, oh, hello, and then he has that moment with Jim where he's all like, him and Jim have this moment where Jim goes up to him and is all like, I wanted to talk to you. And West is all like, oh, so you came down here you came down here thinking that we'd be able to protect you. You'd have full-on military and all kinds of things, food, all of this shit.
Well, that's what the message sounded like.
Right. And then Jim was like, no, but I do want to, but you want to know about infection. Well, here it is. This is what it is. This is infection. This is what is going to happen.
He thinks he cracked the code.
Right. So he's sitting there just like, So then he takes him to one of his private mailer. And he shows Jim that one of his privates, like a day or two before, got infected. And he's got him chained up in the back. Mm-hmm. And Jim's like, holy shit. And he's like, why do you have him like this? Why is he here? And he goes, I'm learning from Private Mailer. He's been teaching me a lot. But the main thing that he's going to teach me is how long it takes for the infected to die of hunger, to die without eating.
Well, then what do the affected eat then if they don't eat people?
Well, that's the thing. I think that because of the rats running, I think it's a sure sign that they obviously still have that need to like eat animals and eat things like that. Obviously, they probably eat them raw.
When they run out of?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll go to humans. Who the fuck knows? But you don't see them in this film ever eat a human, ever try to eat a human. You just see them literally kill them.
Just kill them. Okay.
But you don't ever see them eat either. So, again, I don't know. Yeah. But, so, all of that shit, and then they have dinner. They all have dinner, and of course, the soldiers are using the supplies that Frank and everybody got from the grocery store.
You even see them, like, riding around in that taxi car, like, having fun. Mm-hmm. Like, I wrote down, these soldier guys are, like, the worst kind of, like, patriarchy / fraternity / toxic masculinity nightmare.
Yeah.
I was scared of them more than the actual fucking infection.
Were you scared? You were scared of them, like, just right when they came into play?
When they came to like rescue them, I got like a little bit of hope, but once you start to like really see them at the mansion castle thing and see their behavior, they're going.
Was it all of them that you felt? You felt like that with all of them?
For the most part.
Okay.
For the most part, yeah. From the main guy, absolutely. He was the most insane out of everybody. But I think the other guys were just, they needed someone to look up to, like just like a soldier. They need a, what are the, lieutenant, sergeant, whatever. They need a guide. They need a leader. So whoever is the alpha male, whatever, they're going to follow them just like a fucking pack of animals.
Right.
They're fucking animals.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're fucking animals. So they're at dinner, and they're having this moment, and we meet all the guys. We meet all the like, soldiers,
interesting,
everyone.
Weird, tight, like personalities. Which, whatever.
We could get into that, but
it's not that important. They're not really that important.
But there are just a couple that we will dig to. Okay. So we meet Sergeant Farrell at the dinner table.
Was he the one wearing the apron?
No, that's Jones.
Okay.
Jones was the young one who made the dinner and is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But Sergeant Farrell, who would be the second in command, I believe, out of everybody else. Sergeant Farrell was at the table, and he was kind of like the down-to-earth soldier of the group. Like, he was all like, if you think about this, human beings, we've only been on the planet for so long. It's only right that this is happening. Like, we're all being wiped out, and it's not our turn anymore. It's happened with the dinosaurs. He's going on full fucking like science.
Yeah,
with this shit. And Henry West, the major, is just like, oh yeah, welcome to our fucking spiritual guide. He's just making fun of this dude, this Sergeant Farrell.
going all philosophical.
Right. And then
science.
They're getting raided on by the infected. The infected are coming because we learn that the fire is driving the infected to the countryside now.
Oh,
because that's where they're at. They're in the country.
Yes.
And we're learning that the fire in
Would you say they're having
Manchester?
You think they're having a weekend in the country?
Weekend in the country. I don't remember the fucking music, but continue.
A weekend in the country. That's all I remember.
That's all I remember. Goddamn.
Sorry,
you
Sloman.
Did that fucking
I
thing.
did.
You did that show. Anywho, back to it. So yeah, they get raided on by the infected. They all go out. We see the firepower. We see all the shit that they got. And yeah, they're pretty much, they've got bullets for fucking days and months even, and the claymores, all kinds of shit.
Yeah, from the outside, they seem like it would be the most safe to be from the outside.
From the outside.
I say that again, from the outside.
So Jim and the Major have one more moment with each other, and the Major straight up kind of comes clean. He comes clean to Jim, and he says, Jim, he's like, yesterday or 2 days ago, I walked into, or a couple days, however long ago it fucking was. He walked in and Jones, the kid in the apron, the young kid, had a gun in his mouth and was about to kill himself. And the Major stopped Jones, and he said, Jones didn't want to live because there was no hope left in the world. He goes, but you brought 2 women. And yeah, this is where it does start to get very fucking...
Handmaid's Tale?
Handmaid's Tale. But if you think about it, it's the end. I am not encouraging. I see your fucking look. I am not supporting or anything about this, but what I am saying for the character, he was very much playing. You are still giving me that fucking look, goddammit.
I'm trying. Come on, go. Come on.
I'm doing my best. So, the Major... You gotta look at it, man, alright? I'm gonna just fucking say it. The Major thought what he was doing was the right fucking thing. The world needed to fucking reproduce. So he was like, I need you to get women here. Da-da-da-da-da. Do I agree with the fact that he was pretty much fucking promoting rape upon his men?
Yeah,
no, I do not.
I think he had a god complex.
Exactly. It was kind of like, it's up to me now.
Yep.
I am the one.
Oh,
Jim is the heart. The Major is the head.
Yes.
There you fucking go.
No, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, anywho, he and Jin, the head, the heart, they are having their fucking moment.
Heavy the head that wears the crown, I guess.
Woof. Oh my. Look at you.
I mean, he plays it off that way, and it's
know.
so fucking annoying. It's like, I know this is so barbaric, but it has to be done this way. It just has to be. We have to live on.
All hope was fucking lost.
But it's like, okay, so first of all, you're going to rape women to try to reproduce and regrow the population, but why the fuck would you do that while this epidemic is still happening?
Right.
Like, wait until it's done.
And that's his fucking point, though, to why he is keeping fucking Mailer, because he is like, I need to see how long will this infection kill itself. If I remain quarantined with the 2 fucking women and my men, how long do I have until because I am all that is left of the government, how long do I have until I can fucking repopulate the world? Again, I am not agreeing with anything that is happening. I am defending a film.
I know. It's you are getting into this character's head.
Yeah.
And that is very commendable because it's hard to do that with that type of character.
Right. Well, fuck, man. The villains are the most fucking...
I know.
They seriously are the most...
But the thing is, I like villains too, but I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's because I have a vagina or something, I don't know, but I could not find, it's not even like a redeeming quality, it's where like certain villains who is really the villain, like who can I see their perspective and their ideas and be like, okay, I kind of get what you're going with, or what you're going for. So that doesn't mean that I agree with what you're doing or what you're doing to go about the problem that's happening in whatever film. but I just could not. I couldn't get past that idea.
Good. I mean, yeah, that's...
Like, it just seems, no matter what, that's fucking wrong, which it is.
It is wrong.
It is wrong.
I'm not
and
saying
I am
that
not,
it's right.
I am not saying that you think that it's right at
No.
all.
No.
But I get what you're doing. I don't think that you agree with that at all. I do not.
I want that to be clear.
And to be clear, I do not think that you think like that, okay? I'm just saying.
But again, yeah, I am. I'm just trying to get it in the head. What is it that in his mind he thinks he is doing the right fucking thing?
You know what?
But at the same time, there is that pinch of he knows he's wrong, though, at the same time. It's the lesser of two fucking evils. There you fucking go.
You think that he believes that he's doing the right thing? Because there are some people, like our president, believe that what... I'm sorry. I am not going to hide the fact. We have not talked about this at all, but no, I'm not. I'm not a Trump fan.
None of us are. But...
I know, but still, like, he gave me such Trump vibes that he believed in his bullshit so much that even if he was proven 100% wrong, he'd be like, no, this is great. This I came up with this idea. It's very, very great. I did this. This is me.
All of my boys. Terrific boys.
Terrific boys. Yeah. Excuse me.
Hannah,
like,
excuse me.
Did Trump character study this guy? Like, I feel like if this illness gets worse, something like Handmaid's Tale is gonna fucking happen. So
it better fucking.
I don't know.
But that's the scary part, isn't it?
The wine's kicking in, so now I'm starting to like.
All right, so let's get away from this.
Let's keep going.
All right, so Jim finds out the Major's real fucking thing, his real plan. Jim is all like, girls, we gotta fucking leave. Let's leave now. They're running out. They get to the main hall. Jim gets fucking knocked out by one of the guys. And here is Sergeant Farrell now. Sergeant Farrell literally and this is one of my favorite things about fucking movies, especially like these military type fucking shits. I don't know why. I love it when there's those standoffs. I love those fucking standoffs.
You love a good standoff.
I love a good fucking standoff.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But Farrell has this standoff with everybody, and the girls are like behind Farrell, and Farrell's like, I'm not gonna let you fucking do this! This is wrong! This is fucking wrong!
Is this before they're in their dresses?
Yes.
Okay.
This is literally when Jim gets the girls. Jim gets knocked out. I don't know if you remember this, if you were paying attention at this point, because it's very quick. It's very quick.
Well, he like... Oh, well, no, because he said he'll be back in a heartbeat. Was that it? And then he had to leave the castle. He was, like, out in the woods. Like, is this... maybe not.
No. So, Jim...
obviously, I don't like a good standoff.
Right. When Jim goes and he fucking gets the girls and he's like, we're leaving now. Right after the Major tells him the plan of essentially raping the poor women.
I don't think his idea wasn't to... I mean, it is
rape. It was rape, but his idea of it is not rape. Obviously, it's more the men.
Yeah.
It's more his men.
Yeah.
He got women. Now, in his mind, he's probably sitting there going, my boys are going to woo these women, not rape them. Or at least that's what he's telling himself.
Well, hence why he put on the dresses with
goes,
the ladies.
You will fucking let them put on the dresses. Well, the men go in there and are like, he wants you in his fucking jacket. You know, all that shit. But anywho, let's go back to Farrell.
Yeah, that was his way of, like,
justifying. Right. So Farrell is honestly trying to protect the girls, you know, and he gets overtaken by all the guys, and they arrest Farrell and Jim. Jim and Farrell are in a, like, fucking cell. Yeah. And Farrell is, like, going on about the world, and he's all like, you really know what's going on, don't you? He's like, they've isolated us. You really think they care what'll happen on this little fucking island? The world is still going, but they have isolated us because they do not want it to spread. Mm-hmm. And Jim is now thinking, like, what the fuck is he going on about? And then they walk Farrell and Jim into the woods, and they take them to piles of bodies.
Yeah.
Piles of fucking
That's
bodies.
very telling.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so these soldiers really aren't here to help people. If the people that come in don't follow their rules or how they live their lives, all right. Or
Or are those the infected that they kill?
Or the infected, yeah.
You know, we don't.
I'm thinking these are people that they don't
Well, you're
agree
automatically
with.
going to, because
Just how it looks.
rightfully so,
Yeah.
you hate them, and you should.
Yeah.
Anybody who does not hate these fucking characters, what is wrong with you? But, yeah, so, but you're very much right. They could be, and that's your imagination. You have every right. This is a fucking film, and essentially we are the fucking ones at the end of the day who, what the fuck is this? So, to you, they probably are very fucking, they probably very much are fucking hills have eyes, and those are the cars. You know, they just use the people and then they get rid of them. Who the fuck, you know? Or are they the infected that get blown up every fucking night when there's a raid and they throw them in there?
I guess if
we don't know.
you'd really have to look at the pile of bodies, because Jim and the guy, they were zip tied.
Yeah, they were zipped.
Their wrists were zip tied together.
Mm-hmm.
So if we really go back and look, if the others were zip tied, then it's that situation. If not, then it's just it could be a medley of uninfected people and affected people. We don't know.
Right.
Thinking about it now, it's like, damn, I should have looked for that. But
yeah. But anywho, so Farrell, and there is one particular, I don't know this actor's name, and honestly, I don't remember his name. God damn it. I can't remember what the name of this particular fucking person. Maybe it's Corporal Mitchell. It is. It's Mitchell. That's his name. So Mitchell is the shithead. He's the, oh, you fucking cunt! Oh, yeah, you fucking cunt! He's the cunt. So Mitchell is the one that is, he starts to take out his bayonet and put it on his gun. And Farrell is pretty much egging on Mitchell and is like, you fucking kill me first, Farrell. Kill me first, Mitchell. And Jones is there, the young one. And Jones is like, what are you doing? Like, shoot him. And he's like, oh, yeah, why? He's like, because it'll be faster. Like, Jones is very much young, and Jones is very much obviously being put in a position that he is obviously the fucking soldier put in the position that he does not want to be in.
of course,
Obviously. We always have to have one of those. So Jones is freaking out, and Farrell's like, oh, yeah, you're going to let him do this to me, Jones? You're going to let him just kill your sergeant like that? Is that it? You know, and Mitchell goes to stick him. Well, Jones shoots Farrell. Mm-hmm. And Mitchell turns around and is like, oh, I'm going to fucking kill you. You could have shot me, you twat. You know, freaking out. Jim bolts. Jim fucking runs. He takes advantage of the situation. Now, Jim hides in the body of the dead. He jumps into a pile of all the dead people and is hiding. And then as soon as Mitchell and Jones go away, Jim jumps over the fence of the property and just lays there for a minute. And what do we see up in the sky? We see a commercial airliner. Farrell.
That's right.
Farrell was fucking right. They isolated England. Like, they just isolated it. And Jim sees this, and now Jim's hope just fucking skyrockets in his head. He's like, okay. And Jim goes to a certain part, and he starts making the alarm go. So he's calling the infected.
Yeah,
he's calling every
bring them
fucking
in.
infected to this manor. The major and one of his boys go out. They try to hunt down Jim. Jim kills one of the guys, leaves the major, and the major is getting surrounded. And that's all we see. He's getting surrounded by the infected, and that's all we see for a minute. And Jim goes back to the house, and here's where John Murphy's fucking soundtrack kicks in. And we are now seeing Jim start to really go animalistic, and we're really starting to see Jim just
going savage.
He is full of fucking rage, and that, in my opinion, is kind of where the movie, that's what the doctors, if you will, that's the side of man that the doctors were trying to cure. Very Jekyll and fucking Hyde. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what's fucked about science, is that, and it's true with Jekyll and Hyde is one of the best fucking examples. In order to cure dementia and all of this shit, Jekyll was like, I can cure fucking dementia. Watch, I gotta save my dad. And he downs his own fucking thing because they won't let him experiment on anybody. And what does he do? He pretty much fucking discovers goddamn dual personalities and lets out the evil side of him and da-da-da-da-da. But essentially, that's another tale for another day. So Jim is now going feral as fuck. He goes inside. Oh, and there's another really... It's a horrible scene, but it's a really good scene. The dresses. When the girls are getting dressed on.
He's like red.
Red and blue.
Yeah.
I think Hannah had a blue one. And Selena's was red.
And they were very, like, ball gowny.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a ritual kind of thing.
Well, I'll say based off of the house.
The house.
That they were living in. Because even the...
That's probably all that was there.
Even the major said these are from the lady who used to own this place. So please, bear with it.
So, okay. So one thing that I kept looking at, there was a statue in the castle.
Yeah.
Or mansion, whatever, that we kept seeing. And I wanted to look it up prior to this, but I totally forgot, and I'm going to do it now. And I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing this correctly, so I'm just going to hear the...
Lekin.
Laocoon.
Well, fuck me.
It's Laocoon. It is a Trojan priest killed with his sons by 2 sea serpents after warning the Trojans against the wooden horse.
Bro.
Do you think that has any symbolism in anything?
Bro.
Because we saw that statue a lot. And I kept thinking, okay, statues always have a meaning.
For warning the Trojans against the wooden horse.
Like, that's just a small thing.
So...
Because I looked up the statue, like what the statue was at the on the film.
Yeah.
It told me, and then I Wikipedia'd it. The most famous ancient sculptures ever since came from Rome. Blah blah blah. Well,
how about this? You tell me what you think, and then I'll tell you what I think.
Okay. Well, you start.
No, you start.
No, because
Okay.
This is your movie.
Oh, Jesus. So, this is what I'm thinking about the symbolism for this, okay? And now, mind you, this has a lot to do with imagination, because we don't know yet again. Because we can't go that far in. It's a movie that's about 2 hours or so. But the major very much says, my boys, the entire fucking time. My boys, my boys. And we don't know the major's backstory before this.
No, not at all.
We never ever fucking know the villain's true fucking side. So who's to say that he was not trying to warn about everything that was going on? Who's to say that if he was, he probably, being a major, he probably wasn't the main honcho of that camp. But when the camp started going fucking awry, what if he was the one saying, we need to fucking do something else, we need to do this, we need to do that? And that's usually how most villains turn out to be fucking villains. They really were the ones with the heart of fucking gold. And then we kind of pull a Frank.
Yeah, they get cast aside.
They get cast aside or some bullshit like that.
And
so maybe that's what it was. Maybe he essentially was like, I'm calling this right now. Everybody's going to get fucking killed. We need to do something different. We need to do this. Me and my squad here will do something. We're going to go off and fucking leave because you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing with all these fucking people. So who's to say that? So maybe that's essentially what it was. And again, we don't know the major's backstory. We don't know what happened to those guys.
No.
All we know is that they're cunts at this point.
Yeah.
So that's my take. So that's my take on the statue and the foreshadowing and whatever. The symbolism.
Well,
what is yours?
I think, it could sound the same, but he definitely got either he could have said, okay, this infection is happening, blah, 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 whatever, and could have gotten, cast aside, or he could have been, tricked, thinking, okay, so you guys are going to stay here, and you're going to help out all the people that are coming in from the city or whatever, and help them, and then we'll come back for you, or something.
Yeah.
And it never happened. So he probably created in his mind that the soldiers were his sons.
Yeah.
And he felt, and obviously the serpents are
The infected.
Yeah. It's the disease. So, and it could also give him that God complex too, that he thought that he was there to help, but he was there to be a sacrifice.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
Interesting.
And this sculpture, because it shows the man and the 2 sons being fucking killed by serpents, that could be he probably looks at it and it's like, that's me. I'm
the father trying to save my boys. There you go.
And that's what he decided. No, I'm not going to be whatever it's called.
The sacrifice.
The sacrifice, yes. Yeah. I'm not going to be the sacrifice. These are my boys.
Right.
I'm going to save them.
And the only way he knows how is by reproduction.
Yes.
There you go. Oh, so, I like that. Look at you.
That's just me. Well,
I'm so glad that you fucking caught that.
I wrote it down.
I did not.
I wrote it down because I saw it.
That
I saw
statue.
That.
Look at you.
Yeah, because I love
Trey, you.
Yeah, I love sculptures and especially like with Roman and Greek because they always mean something. A new
symbolism. There you go.
Yeah, they always mean something. There's always something so more than just make a sculpture of my body. Right. It always means something.
So Jim is running through the house.
Yeah.
First he lets loose Mailer.
Yes.
He lets loose Mailer. Oh, but let's go back to the girls because we got to talk about Selena tries to drug Hannah. And Hannah's all like, what are you doing? He's like, are you going to kill me? Because she convinces the soldiers to let them change alone.
Yes.
And she's like, let us change alone. Do not be in here.
She kisses the guy,
yeah, she kisses him and she's all like, we'll do this. We won't put up a fight, but let us be alone and change. Mm-hmm. Let us be womanly. And that's even when that one guy with the hat was even like, all right, lads, let's leave the room. And what I really like about him is that when all the other boys leave, he literally looks over at Hannah, and you do see in his face, you do see, like, disdain. But not disdain towards her, of course. But you see, like, not disdain. What am I trying to think? Like, you see compassion, maybe?
Compassion, or he
feels horrible. Like, he knows that what he's doing is wrong.
Wrong, yes.
Yeah, and that's very much what the look he has. Because he looks down, and he's all like, what the fuck am I doing? You know? Mm-hmm. He's all like, what the fuck have I become? And then, like, leaves.
He starts to actually take a look at himself.
Right. And then Hannah, and that's when Hannah is all like, are you going to kill me? And she goes, no, honey, I'm just going to make you not care. And it was like, oh, fuck.
My God.
Well, they obviously hear that because then they come bursting in because Hannah fucking, can't whisper. So they come running in the door, they throw the pills, and now they're back to, all right, we're just going to have to fucking shove the shit on you then.
Yeah, but it's like, so what? Like, what, you want them to be, like, screaming and, like, crying? Or do you think that you actually have the charm to make them like it? Like, what was that about?
That's Unfortunately, I guess I'll go ahead and say it. We're seeing the transformation from who is the monster and who is the man at this point. Who's worse, the infected or the human being still left?
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And that's very much what we're getting at.
It's definitely at that point now.
Yeah, so Jim lets loose Mailer. Mailer bursts through the fucking window and kills the guy with the hat. Mm-hmm. He's the first one to go. He doesn't even kill him, he infects him. Mm-hmm. So that dude gets infected by Mailer. And then now Mailer and the hat guy infected, running through the entire house, killing all of the fucking soldiers. Jim is running through shirtless, and the way Jim is killing everybody is very much like an infected. And, now we got the Major returns home, and he sees Jones, because Jim kills Jones. And the Major goes to Jones and, like, kind of caresses him and is hanging on to him. And he's like, hey, Jones, it's okay. It's like, you're all right. And Jones is all like, I'm dying, like, I'm scared, and da-da-da. And they have that moment. And you really do see that the Major really does care for his boys. So back to that statue of yours. Mm-hmm. Now the Major has finally gone to, I'm gonna kill Jim. I gotta kill everybody at this point.
You killed my son.
Yeah. So all of the fucking boys at this point are getting fucked. But Mitchell takes the girls. And it's just the girls and Mitchell at this point. And Jim is on the roof. And Selena sees Jim. And Jim busts through the window or whatever. And, like, starts to fight Mitchell. And he is fucking ravaging Mitchell. He is fucking killing him. He's digging his thumbs into his eyes. Mm-hmm. And he's doing that move. And it's like, oh my God. And Selena is seeing Jim and is fucking freaking out at this point. And she's got the machete.
Well, yeah.
And she is like, oh my God. And then Jim just like gets up. He's covered in blood. He looks at Selena. He looks at her. And then he does this purposely. He fucking pretty much moves really fast towards her and then stops. And she puts the fucking thing and stops. She stops the machete right at his face. And he goes, that was more than a heartbeat. Because she said that she would kill him within a heartbeat earlier in the movie when she killed Mark. When she killed Mark, she said, I will not hesitate to fucking kill you.
I thought he said that he would be back in a heartbeat. I don't know why. I
No.
had that in my head.
No, now I know what you were saying.
Yeah, that was more than a
he
heartbeat.
he said that was more than a heartbeat because she said when she killed Mark, I will kill you in a fucking heartbeat. Like, I won't even...
And we didn't say it earlier, there were moments...
They do start to have like a love thing.
They do start to have a little love thing. She kisses him on the cheek, and they're really starting to connect, and they even kiss then.
Oh yeah, they kissed before. Yeah, they kiss at the mansion. Yeah.
Yeah. After that,
right.
They kiss, and like Hannah comes in and
and hits him because she's high. She's stoned.
Yeah, she has no idea. It was like,
yeah,
I thought
she
you
walks.
were biting her.
I thought you were biting her. Yeah,
I was kissing her.
I was kissing her. He goes, "Are you stoned?" She's like, "It's a long story. Let's go." They leave. Mm-hmm. They find the taxi. Jim is the first one to open the door, and then Jim gets shot.
Yes.
And we see the Major in the back seat, and the Major just looks up. Well, before he shoots Jim, he looks up and he goes, "You killed all my boys." And then he shoots Jim. Jim is now fucking dying, bleeding. Hannah is in the driver's seat.
Of the
taxi. And she puts the bitch in reverse and starts driving in reverse super fast. And the Major's like, Hannah, no! Hannah! And she drives him.
The Major's in the
car. In the back seat.
Did you say that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you did. Sorry.
Well, I may or may not have. But we have now established that is where the Major is. The Major's in the back seat. So she drives him into the mansion. Here comes Mailer, busts through the fucking
rear
window, and pulls out the Major, and now Hat Dude and Mailer are fucking tearing into the goddamn Major at this point, and now they drive off. We see a short clip of them at a hospital trying to save Jim, and then we see Jim wake up, and it says 28 days later.
Yeah.
And then we see Jim wake up.
Kind of the same way he did in the beginning. Yeah. You just see his eyes open. He has all those freaking eyelashes that he was so blessed with.
Right.
Goddamn eyelashes. He looks like he's wearing eyeliner.
Yeah, he probably
naturally.
Was.
No, it's natural.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Natural.
Yeah, all right, natural.
Asshole.
I'm sorry, natural. So he wakes up. We're in like a cabin in the country.
They are like way up in
there.
The country.
Yeah, and he wakes up, and Selena is
at a sewing machine.
She's sewing something. And
I'm thinking she was sewing clothes at first. Like, they needed new clothes.
But you see the dress that she was wearing. He goes, oh, this actually looked good on you. And she, like, kind of smiles to him. And you see Hannah outside. We don't know what the fuck Hannah's doing. But she, like, lays down a cloth. And then you kind of hear a plane. I think you hear it. And then Hannah runs in and goes, it's here. It's coming. Oh, you sure? They run out with the cloth that Selena was sewing. And they run out and they throw it down. They get into a position and and then here comes the jet.
Yeah.
This jet flies by and then you see hello.
Yeah, it's a big...
With blankets.
Yeah.
Just hello.
A big sewn quilt that says hello, like we're here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, my friends.
It's me.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So...
Watch out, dude.
That's the end of the film.
Yeah.
That is the end of the movie.
So it's exciting that they had. I mean, we don't know that it's a total happy ending.
No, we don't know.
We don't. But
there is a second film, so I mean.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's called 28 Weeks Later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 28 weeks. But that's to be used for another day. Maybe. So yeah, back to what you were saying. What were you saying?
No, it was okay. Nice that it ended with I don't know, I'm thinking like you don't really need, I mean, you think, okay, you need all the weapons, you need all the shit in the world to survive, but all they really needed was each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's me going all like after school special kind of thing.
Yeah. So let's go back to the handy-dandy Shakespearean notebook. All right, so who was the Reeky Mouse-eating horned beast?
fucking dude with the god complex. The
Oh, you
major.
think the Major?
Yeah.
I'd say the Mitchell more than the Major, personally.
Oh, okay.
Mitchell was the one soldier who was like, "Hey, you fucking cunt! You saucy cunt!"
Oh, no. I think it was the main bad
But that's
the main
fine.
bad
That's
guy.
good. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
that's just all of us. Okay.
Yeah.
So, here it is. Will you watch this film without me?
No.
No.
Like, I can really appreciate the film. Like, there were times, like, I liked the grittiness of how it was filmed, and then I didn't at the same time. I don't know. It was really weird for me, like, with this film. Like, there were, like, moments that I really was enjoying it, but then it would switch, and I would just not enjoy it and be like, oh, my God, when is it going to be over?
Yeah.
So there were just too many, like, hot and cold moments for me
yeah.
that just made me not want to watch it just on my own and
Yeah.
be like, you know what?
You know what I'm in the mood for? 28 weeks. I mean, 28 days.
Yeah, I'm in the mood. So,
I'm in the mood.
yeah, no.
All right. Well, that's fine. All right. Well, what do you have in store for me?
Well, since you picked a post-apocalyptic film, I decided to pick one, and I'm going with probably one of my most favorite films of all. We're going to do Tank Girl.
All right, man.
We are
Let's rock
doing
it.
fucking Tank Girl, my hero,
There you go.
my queen, totally post-apocalyptic film.
Yeah, it is.
In a different way, of course. That's
Yeah.
nothing to do with what's going on right now, but still.
No.
Yeah.
It's a lighter note,
It's a little
if you will.
It's a lighter
comedy version.
it's
There
a,
you go.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Comedy
But
version.
still, there are still heart
Oh, no.
and yeah,
Oh,
sad
yeah, no,
moments
yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
This film
absolutely.
has everything.
Oh, no, it does, and I can't wait to get there.
I'm excited.
So, all right, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us. Go ahead, find Tank Girl. Everybody give that a watch, because that's next. Thank you, everyone, so much again for joining us today. We hope to see you again next time. You can find us on all podcasting platforms. Please like and subscribe
Yeah.
and leave a review if you don't mind.
Yes, please. Reviews are awesome. We love to hear feedback.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
love feedback.
Yeah, let us know what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
We are also all over social media. We are on Instagram, movies.contemplation_pod. We are on Twitter, movies_pod. We are also on Facebook, Movies and Contemplation. And we also have email, movies.contemplation@gmail.com.
Yeah, hit us up, gang. All right, everybody. Well, we'll talk to you cats next week.
Stay safe and healthy.
Yes. Ta-ta.
Mwah, babies.
Ooh.